Hey everyone, David Lee here. I'm a distributor with cPRIME and just want to do a quick video here showing you how to adjust your cPRIME bracelet down to the size to fit your wrist. So, got a box here, so we'll just open it up and just kind of start as if you're just, getting it for the first time. So you can see the cPRIME right there. So the box comes, it's a real nice packaging. Just remove the plastic cover from the top. Got our band here, and every bracelet comes with just instructions about how to adjust it to fit your wrist, and that's what we'll kind of walk through here. Only thing you need: a pair of scissors. Make sure they're pretty sharp to cut the polyurethane band, and a pair of really small Phillips head screwdriver. So the screws in there are pretty tiny. Each buckle has 2 screws, and we'll just be dealing with one of them. But before we get to the band, you'll notice one of the sides of the little instruction thing about how to cut it down has different sections on it, and that corresponds with the band. One side of the band has different sections, and you can just cut those off till it's comfortable to fit your wrist. And you'll want to use this to measure your wrist. So basically, you just wrap it around your wrist and see where it ends on which line or which section to where it's comfortable. You want it, you want it about right there. It doesn't have to be very tight, but you definitely don't want to cut too many off at once, or it's going to be too tight. So what you'll want to do is just see which one. So say it's the second one down, and you'll just that side of the buckle, you'll just unscrew just unscrew that buckle, take the screws out, set them aside, and once you have the buckle off, you'll just cut however many sections that you measured with your wrist. And I've actually already cut this one down, so I'm not going to actually cut one, but I think I've cut 2 down. So you would just cut that off and make sure you cut it pretty straight, so it's not angled, because it will go flush up against the buckle. So try to cut it pretty straight, and once you have your sections cut off, you just put the buckle back and make sure it's in there flush on the edges. Just kind of squeeze it on the edges and push it down. And the screws actually screw into the band, so it holds it pretty securely. And the easier thing to do is, if you have a magnetic screwdriver here, which most of them are, just put the tiny screw on there and then screw it back in. You don't have to screw it in, all the way. Just make sure the screws are just about flush with the buckle. You can see the other side. You can just feel it when you're doing this. It's just about flush with the buckle, so they're not sticking out, or they're not recessed into the buckle too much. So we'll do the other one. And again, making sure it's flush up against there. And that is pretty much it. Give it a little turn here, make sure it's in there good, and just kind of give it a little tug, make sure it's firm and even, and you're all set. You just test it out. If it's still too loose, if it's still, if there's a big gap in your wrist there, if it slides down your arm, unscrew it again and cut off one more section, and then that should do it. But the band doesn't have to be super tight on your wrist. It just has to be comfortable. And that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching the video, and you can check out more about cPRIME or the cPRIME business opportunity at theperformancebands.com. Thanks.